What's going on with your marketing, with your business, with your sales? How can I help? What makes the most sense for you as your next step in your business journey? If you've never been here before, I'm glad to have you. My name's Jake. Some people call me Jake the Wizard. I run a marketing agency and I want to help your business grow this year. So drop any questions. What are you working on in your SEO? Is it paid ads? Is it email marketing? Is it social media? Doesn't matter what the question is. Drop it down in the chat. Happy to answer each and every question you got. Let's take a look. Let me pull up some of the news of the week while we're waiting for people to join the live. Always nice to kind of stay up to date with what's going on in the world of marketing. This window, I need to make it larger. Go to my marketing impact news feed and let's see what we got going on. From performance SEO to demand SEO. What is this article? SE Journal, local SEO sprints. I need a plan for service businesses in 2020. Ooh, let's see this. Let's see. Search Engine Land says that it has a 90-day plan for local service business. Here's what you should be doing for visibility in local service business, according to Search Engine Land. Let's see. Local visibility is more volatile than ever in 2026. Yes, we all knew that. The phone is quiet and makes a lot of sense. And it's all about volatility. You can't seem to hold a position in Google Maps right now as a business. We're not chasing hacks. We're not even chasing number one. We want consistency. So what do? So here's the 3 lead levers for local search according to Search Engine Land. Number 1, relevance. What it means, Google clearly understands your service and service area. Prominence. This is reviews, links, mentions, and local trust signals. And then conversions. Your site and GBP make contacting you frictionless. So what do they recommend? They recommend call tracking. Interesting. Call tracking, form tracking, make sure that it's all going to your GA4 setup. So if you're doing your call tracking and you're not using Google Analytics for tracking it, you might be losing traffic. That's wild. Let's put this down for a second. And James, what's up? Good morning. What do you think about branding with testimonials versus having 5-star Google review? So right now, if you're trying to get found on Google Maps, specifically Google Maps, getting 5-star Google reviews, getting high Google reviews that mention the product, that mention the service, that mention the experience, those are the best things you can do. And in fact, one of the things that I've been recommending to small businesses, because I get asked all the time, what do you do with what do you do about getting reviews from people that just like give a lame review? Like they'll give you one, but it's lame. AI is a powerful tool. I think we need to be taking advantage of AI as a powerful tool. And why don't you build a 3-step questionnaire? It's like, what service did you buy? Who was your technician? What was your favorite part about working with, Wizard Plumbing, whatever, okay? And then use AI to write them a review that they can just be like, would you like to copy this review and use this or edit it for yourself? And that will at least make sure that you get the key core points in your reviews that actually help you drive better rankings, better visibility. That's something that I would focus on. Hello, class. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Joyful. Glad you're here. Adenike, fashion CEO. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. You're a wizard. When working with a local concert venue, what's the best places to put your media budget? Okay, local concert venue. This is the time. This is the moment. TikTok Social just added a local tab. So if you go into your TikTok and you look at the top of what feed you want to use, they now have a local feed. Anyone local, whether that's a venue, whether that's a service business, whether that's a restaurant, it does not matter. You need to be making TikTok videos and tagging them locally. That is the best thing that you can do right now for sure. The follow-up to that is find out what videos do well and then run those as ads targeted at the local area. So take your organic, well-performing videos and run those as ads. That combination for any local business, I think, is a slam dunk. Slam dunk. Thank you. You're very welcome, James. Glad I could answer your question. For beauty, what are your top pain points to gravitate towards? For beauty, I mean, everybody wants to have a sense of self-confidence, a sense of self-worth. Your beauty standards tends to highly impact that. So when I'm thinking of beauty products, think of just like major brands. What do they sell? They typically don't sell the product. They sell the outcome or the feeling of using the product. Who do you become? You become this, transformed from Hyde to Jekyll type scenario. And then everybody's going to want to be around you and people are going to buy you drinks and things like that. You want to sell the future when it comes to beauty. You don't want to necessarily sell the product itself. There are situations where that's true. Like if your focus as a company is on all natural, sustainably sourced makeup or something to that effect, then yeah, you're going to want to pitch some of that too. But when it comes to the overall message, that's usually what I would focus on for beauty. Ash, what did I miss? Nothing. We just got started. We've been live 7 minutes and we're just getting the live moving right now.
You're a wizard, Harry.
It's your open floor. Throw down your questions. SG Lifts, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. You are, of course, a wizard. Marketing tips for a social media nightlife app for colleges and cities. So when it comes to apps, there's kind of this general industry standard, which is the best way to advertise an app is to run app store ads. I know that feels lame. That seems to be a boring solution to chase and to use, but it is the most efficient and effective. There's also a bit of math that goes with that, which is on average, a app install costs $5 of advertising budget. So if you wanted 100 people to sign up for your nightlife app, you would need to spend $500 about in marketing dollars running app store ads. That's kind of the play when it comes to an app. Otherwise, you build, I'm doing a video series right now, or I'm shooting a video series. We're going to edit it and then be posting it later.
You're a wizard,
where
Harry.
I go through the greatest marketing success stories in history. And one of them is about Dropbox, actually. Dropbox was not in a good spot. It was not doing well. And they came up with this idea that if you share your link to somebody, they get a gigabyte of storage and you get a gigabyte of storage for absolutely free just because you referred somebody. And I think that with your app, especially a social app, you could do something similar where it's like, what can you give them for free that they would otherwise need to pay extra for within your platform? Hey, I see a bunch of people jumping in here. Welcome. I'm Jake the Wizard. I run a marketing agency, and I'm here to help you
You're a wizard,
with your
Harry.
marketing strategy, your sales strategy, your business development strategy. So if you have questions about marketing, about sales, about what you're working on to grow your business, drop your questions in the chat. I want to help you. This is your chance to tap into free marketing consultation. And we're going to have a good time. I'm chill. Chill? I'm no unk, to use the kids' terms. Okay. Please explain again quickly the TikTok local settings. So if you weren't aware, in TikTok, they added a new feed option to browse. At the top of your screen, when you're in the TikTok workflow, you have the For You tab. You've got the Following tab, okay? There's a new tab now called the Local tab. You can find local businesses, local posts, people around you in your local area, what they're posting. So if you're a local business, like a restaurant, like a service business, this is a great opportunity for you to be posting on TikTok, tagging videos locally and showing up in that local feed. I cannot stress this enough, how powerful this is at the cost. Literally, it is an undertapped market to begin with, and it's going to be automatically local. You should absolutely take advantage of it. AI Dad with the follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. You're also an AI dad. Weird. How do I get web design clients? I'm 16. Build some websites. Show them off to people. That's literally the combo. Build a portfolio and then show it to as many people as you possibly can. Good morning, Marketing Legend. Good morning, River. Glad to have you here. Is there a way to spend less than 20 a day on TikTok ads? Of course there is. Spend what you're comfortable with. If you spend $10 a day, spend $10 a day.
Harry.
That's okay. When you start to have success, you're going to want to spend more. How would you market a perfumery startup? That's very interesting. I'm assuming a perfumery creates perfume and maybe sells it. Perfume's a tough spot. It's a high-end luxury product now, although there are some people that you could tap into on the lower end of the market. I don't know what the demand is for your product. So this is where we get into, like, I love the question, Curb Django, and I would love to explore this area, this startup, but I would need to dive into the market details because it's a little more niche than my generalized knowledge would help me with. But the short version would be, I would be going to every local event possible. I would find viral ways to get your perfume out there. Wuthering Heights, the movie, drops this weekend. Find a small local theater that's running it. Say, hey, can we perfume up your theater for the Wuthering Heights shows? Something like that. Or hand out samples of the perfume to people as they walk into the movie. Like, that's awesome. And then you film it all and then you go viral. I'm setting up an online presence for a men's health clinic. Any tips? Google Business Profile with all your services listed out, a website with matching service pages, not one page with all your services, but actually individual service pages. Okay. Then run $10 a day on Google for bottom of funnel conversions and $10 a day on Facebook for awareness. Start there, scale up. Whoa, y'all, you're crazy. Y'all have put in like 21 messages since we started this little wave here. I love it. If you're like, what is he answering? It's an older question. I try to answer everyone, but I will go faster. So we're going to gamify this. The more hearts you throw in, the faster I'll go, which might test me a bit. So here we go. Jizzle with the follow. Hey, Cam, can you talk about Angie and thumbnails? Angie's List? I wouldn't use Angie's List. I don't think it's very good. Morning, how much would you charge to do real estate videos and social media management for realtors? We don't do any social media at my agency or management wise, but if you're interested, I could consult on you on how to do it. It's not complicated. Here's the whole strategy. Do 2 videos a day. I don't care what you talk about. Just show your experience and show off who you are, because you are the product when it comes to real estate and management. I struggle so bad with Lead Magnet to put on our website. I work for an IT MSP. MSPs are very hard. I worked for an MSP for 2 years. The best strategy we ever had was sending people physical mail to start the conversation. That is like the best thing. As far as lead magnet, what are people talking about? People are scared of AI leaking all of their details. Set up security. Focus on that. Crystal Fox, good morning. Thoughts on Instantly AI? Instantly AI. I'm not familiar with Instantly AI. There you go. That's my thoughts. Hey, man, would you recommend getting a Salesforce admin certification to get more jobs in marketing? I don't know that I would. I don't think a Salesforce admin cert is going to help you in marketing unless you're in marketing automation, which is a very, very good field to go into, by the way. So if that's something you want to explore, then maybe the answer is yes. Just rebranded a restaurant yesterday, started branding today and marketing. That's awesome. What is that, a alligator with a mussel as your name, I think? That's awesome. Angie's and Thumbtack. How do they get providers and clients at the same time? They spent a ton of money on marketing and sales. That's how those businesses work. I just watched a video with the CEO of DocuSign. DocuSign has 7,000 employees. DocuSign. Why? Why do they have that many employees? He's like, well, we have 1,000 salespeople. What in the world? That's crazy. But yeah, there it is. That's how those businesses survive, is they just overwhelm the marketplace. Jason Chavez with the follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. What do you think about brands making podcast video series? I think making content right now, no matter what your business is the best thing you can do. Without a doubt, making content is the best. Here's 2 reasons why. These aren't all the reasons. These are just 2 reasons, okay? One reason is that content is forever, okay? The beautiful thing about content is that you can keep using it over and over and over again. I have made, in the nearly 5 years that I've been doing TikTok, I've made almost 2,000 videos. Okay. I have reused videos that have done well in the past. I've posted them again and they've done well again. Okay. There's this weird thing where it's about 90 days people remember a video, and then you can drop that video again and they'll see it again. So content is forever. You can use it forever. Second thing, social search is the market that I am most interested in 2026. People are going to social platforms. They are searching for things on social. They're looking for restaurants. They're looking for businesses. They're looking for products. They're looking for answers. They're going to social, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and they're searching for those things. If you are not making videos, you don't get to play in that space. And just to put the math in perspective, okay, 90% of the content of the internet is contributed by 10% of the people on the planet. There is not that many people adding content to the internet. And of that 90%, 90% of that 90% is done by the top 3% of contributors. So there are not that many people actually making content. So it's a wide open field. Do you offer marketing services or just teach people how to DIY? I run a marketing agency. You can find us at finch.com. We are an omni-channel performance marketing agency. That's what I do on a daily. I've got 40-ish employees. We're all over the globe, and we help businesses, some of which names that you would know that I'm legally obligated to not say. Unfortunately, or else it would be a lot more of a fun conversation. But yeah, do you think organic growth is the only way? No, absolutely not. But I do think that organic video is one of the best ways right now. TikTok makes you spend $20 daily on mine. Interesting. I didn't know that TikTok had a minimum. I've never hit it. But yeah, $20 a day. I mean, that's $600 a month. That's a very, very small marketing budget, but it will start to get you some attention. Are you boosting views or followers? Interesting question. That is true. I think with a $20 budget, I'd go for max impressions personally. I own a preschool, need to get it filled out. Any ideas? I actually work with 2 other preschools as clients of mine. They have some very unique requirements based off of their specific type of clientele. But in general, it's a combination of a Facebook advertising campaign and a Google organic and Google ads campaign. What's the difference between TikTok Promote and TikTok Ads? TikTok Promote is like TikTok Ads without all of the effort of making an ad. Okay? The problem with TikTok Promote is you're trusting TikTok to do the best it can, and it doesn't. It just doesn't. Running the ad is the better use of your money. People have sensitivity to smells in a theater. It would be horrible. Probably, but guess what? It would go viral. In fact, if you filmed the viral video of handing it out and then you got videos of people complaining as they walk out of the theater, that would go viral and then you would have your awareness. I have a new clothing brand. Any tips? Yes. Get on Pinterest. They're adding your stuff to Pinterest like crazy. Pinterest is a wildly good platform for products, specifically any kind of like fashion, decor, style-based products. Maybe stop sucking the dong of capitalism. Nah, this is unfortunately this is what we do here. We're in the marketing game. Our goal is to connect people with products that will improve their lives. And if you don't believe in that, if you believe that marketing is just about ROI, we are different people. And that's okay. You can be that way. That's fine. Increasing shareholder value is a totally valid approach to life. It's not a good one, but it is a valid one. What's the difference between, I answered that one. UGC is great if it's real, original, and they actually have experience with the product. If you're making AI UGC, don't do that. Please don't do that. How do you become a media buyer? This would be my recommendation. Anyone who wants to get into ad buying as a potential career, you know a lot of people. Everybody knows at least 200 people, give or take. All right. You probably know somebody who owns a business. More than likely. Reach out to them. Say, hey, I've learned all of this stuff about ads. I would like to try it out. I would like to run ads for you. I will do your ads for 2 months at no cost. Like, you're not going to have to pay me. You just need to pay for the ads. You would be surprised how many people would say yes to that. Here's the key. Add that time limit. Because if you don't add that time limit, and this is coming from experience, they expect the free ads forever. Do it. Don't do it. Put that time limit on there. So then you can start charging. And you don't have to charge them a lot. Just charge them something, right? You're getting the experience. And then you can take that experience, post about it, show it to other people, build a portfolio, and build your business. Have a local iPostal address since my business is online. Can I use GBP? I do biz all over the US. I would not recommend a Google Business Profile for online businesses. There are some certain exceptions, but they're rare. The reason why is because when you add a GBP, it actually limits your organic reach to about 40 miles around the pin. Okay. So I don't love just creating Google Business Profiles for online business. Mark Morris with the follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. Hey, my favorite marketing podcast is on again. Thanks, Jordan Cole. I appreciate you're here, man. Earthshot with the follow. You are a wizard. 10% are active creators. Yes. So the internet, 90% of the internet is made by 10% of the people on the internet. Crazy, right? Facebook boost versus Facebook
You're
ads.
a wizard.
I would never use any of the boosting tools. Instagram boost, Facebook boosts, TikTok boosts, promote, whatever. You're trusting the system to do the targeting for you, and it's almost never good. I'm not saying it's never good. It's almost never good. Whereas with the ads, when you run the ads, you get the same effect, but you actually get to control where they go. I have a buddy who came from agency world, now is with one company, hates it. Are you hiring, lol? Yeah, go to finch.com. We have a careers tab. You can see what open positions we have available. Always taking resumes to come work with us. Would love to have you or have him. Facebook still only sends about 5% to your list organically. I don't have a stat to say yes or no to that. Best structure for growing Instagram followers. If I knew that, I would probably have a bigger Instagram account. I just did a podcast with 2 other marketers. They're both bigger on Instagram than me, but I'm bigger than them on TikTok. And the thing that came up when we talked about this was that I don't post in the Instagram app. I automatically post from TikTok straight to Instagram. And so that probably is the issue, is that I'm not posting inside of the app. I literally bought this thing. Check this out. This is pretty cool. This is a screen so I can use the back camera, because they also said that they tested front camera versus back camera, and back camera performs better on social. Again, this is their data, not mine. I'm just sharing, but it's pretty cool. I have a little MagSafe on my phone, so it clicks onto my phone, and then I plug this cord in. And what happens is it pops up and asks me to mirror my display, and it comes in weird at first, but there we go. Now it's good. So now you can actually see, if I turn my camera on, look, there you go. I can see my computer screen in front of me. So pretty cool little device if you're trying to grow. Is cold calling a marketing process or a sales process? Ooh, that's a great question. I consider cold calling a sales process, because if someone picks up the phone, you're selling, right? You're not marketing, you're selling. So, and that's how we operate internally too, is that the people who make calls are part of our sales team. Thank you so much. Why not AI UGC? Isn't it just taking authentic UGC but changing demographics? Here's my problem with that. There is this concept of brand trust. Brand trust is worth more than money. And the thing about brand trust is there is nothing you can do to control it. You can influence it, but you can't control it. It is purely owned by the community, by the people at large who are engaged with your brand. If you do AI UGC and you get caught, the likelihood of your brand trust ever recovering is very low. It's not worth the risk. It's not worth the risk. I have a new SaaS startup that supplies farmers markets management software that has a mobile app. I think we've talked before, Travis. I mean, not like talk, but like you've come into the live before and brought this up. I think that's really cool. I would focus on Facebook marketing. And I would also maybe even consider hiring somebody, like go on Fiverr or Upwork or something, and hiring somebody to go start posting in Facebook groups of farmers markets. I think that'd be really cool. KRT with the follow. Thank you so much. You are a wizard. What type of marketing do you lean into? Hey, Tom. I come from web development and SEO. That's my specialty. But I've been running an agency for so long that my skill and knowledge base has kind of gotten broader. So now I fall into a position in marketing that we call a marketing strategist. My job is to look at all of the things you could do and decide, what do we do, in what quantity, and why do we do it that way? Like, that's kind of my job now. You don't need a lot of marketing specialists. And marketing specialists are not created. They evolve, right? So like, I would not go to school to be a marketing strategist. I would go to be a specialist in a field. And then over time, as you're in the marketing field, you learn more and you might be a good fit to develop or like evolve into a strategist. But I would not tell people to chase being a marketing strategist. It is one of the harder positions to get and to maintain. How effective are Facebook ads for hiring? We don't run them. I don't know. I've never run Facebook ads for hiring people. An interesting one. How would you target marketing to farmers markets managers across the country, starting in Georgia? Yeah, I would start with a Facebook advertising campaign, and then I would hire someone to get into those Facebook groups and start posting there. Where can I purchase the screen thing? I got it on Amazon. Well, I think I just searched like MagSafe selfie screen. That's the search. Selfie screen. Yeah. It also has an extra charging port, so I can charge it while I'm using it if I wanted to. And it also has its own battery in, so it could be used as a backup battery, which is a cute little thing, right? Travis Betts with the follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. Fellow marketer here, been freelancing in the UK for a few months, all going well, but any tips to keep momentum? Ironically, even though I'm a marketer, I struggle to market myself. Okay, all right. We need to talk about the hierarchy of departmental focus in small business. Okay? This is super important if you want to grow and scale a business. If you are happy being a one-man show or a 2 or 3 man shop, you don't want to grow anymore, this is not great advice. If you are like, I am doing great, but I want to grow, I want to continue to scale, you need to take this to heart. The most important thing in your business is your customer service. 100%. Customer service is the defining trait of successful companies. However, it is not the focal point of your attention and time. The focal point of your attention and time needs to be on your own sales and marketing. If you're a one-man show and you're struggling to grow, or you're 1 to 3 man shop, you're struggling to grow, you are not spending enough time on sales and marketing. I would say, and this is actually comes from another content creator here on TikTok named Jamie Brindle. Highly recommend you give him a follow if you are a solo or a small business entrepreneur. 50% of your time needs to be focused on selling, marketing, and selling. 50% of your time. Okay. If you sell enough work that you can't spend 50% of your time selling and marketing, it's time to hire somebody. The third most important thing in your business is your product. This is the hierarchy of value. Because here's the thing, you wouldn't start a business most likely with a bad product. So your product's probably good enough, at least for now. You can R&D and develop it more later, but getting sales, getting people across the threshold, using the product, seeing the product implemented in the field will give you more data than you can just guessing at improving it. A lot of college classes are still being taught on old traditional marketing. Yes, unfortunately true. Unfortunately true. I learned most of my marketing in the real world. Studies only teach you so much, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't have a degree. I learned all of mine on the job every day, getting out there, doing stuff, seeing the results, seeing the kickback, and learning from that. We ran Facebook ads for years back for our sales team. It worked well. Don't do it anymore, though. Got to get back on it, Jordan. That's one of Finch, my agency, one of our greatest growth paths is actually Facebook Forms ads. Facebook Forms ads works extremely well. Can I run ads for your SaaS app? There you go, Travis. I have a truck that moves town to town doing bra fittings. Any advice on ads and content? You have an event business. You need to focus on event-based marketing. So what's that going to look like? I would start looking at Eventbrite. Set up your trail. Get 5-10 cities ahead of time. Okay. Market in those cities 4 weeks out, or a sign up, or the newsletter list. Get them on the list. Stay in contact with them. Hey, we're going to be in this town on this date. Hey, we're coming in. You've got a reserved spot because you're on the newsletter list. We're going to make sure that you get a fitting. Those are the things that I would be focusing on, is staying ahead of yourself so the demand is already there when you get there. What makes a brand every year getting decrease of followers in all social channels every year? So I'll tell you exactly what it is. The algorithms have changed to deprioritize follower growth. That's it. They're not optimized to expand your follower base at the rapid rates that they used to. I am the perfect example of this. My first year doing TikTok, I got to about 30,000 followers. And then I hit a wall. Could not crack the 35,000 follower wall. Then I started doing videos on other platforms. I started the YouTube. I started doing on LinkedIn. I started cross-posting to Instagram. Lo and behold, I cracked the 35,000 follower wall, got to about 75,000, hit another wall. And from there, I had to readjust my content. My content wasn't optimized for the algorithm. It was too long. So I had to start making shorter videos. Once I cracked that nut, I got to about 103,000 followers. That was about 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. I have not broken 110,000 followers since then. It's been very slow going. And the reason is just it's more about the scrolling experience, not about discovery. You have to find other ways to do discovery. My most rapid growth in social right now is through social search. All of my old videos are optimized for search for terms like SEO and WordPress and paid ads and agency management and marketing tips, things like that. So if people go into the app and they search, they're going to find my videos and I'm getting followers that way. So you just got to realize that the algorithm is going to move. If you want to keep momentum, you have to move with it. What about diet and exercise? Health is wealth. Very funny that you phrase that way. Yeah, it's something important. It's something that I'm taking seriously this year myself. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Although y'all don't know this about me, I used to be super fat, and I did keto, and I lost 85 pounds. Yeah, you don't know that old version of me. So, private account with the follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. What's the number one most important thing on starting your business? Sell, 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 sell. If you don't have sales, you don't have money. If you don't have money, you don't have a business. There it is. Everybody wants to believe that their product is just going to attract people like flypaper. Not going to do it. You have to get out there and put the effort in, because no one can buy what they don't know about. Who you hire only has to do it 80% as well as you did. They don't need to be just as good. They won't be. If you start a business and you hire somebody, they will never be as good as you. Period. Full stop. End of sentence. There is no exception. It never happens. And so what commonly will happen is, for young entrepreneurs, is that they'll look at that and they go, this person sucks. They can't do the job. No, they can't do the job the way you did it. You have to learn that it is impossible to care as much as you. Do you think background setting, location of filming TikTok shorts matters? Practical question. It's a funny question. So I recently moved. I don't know if anyone's been a follower of my channel for a while, but you'll notice my background is a little different. I have a series of videos that I shot. My old house had a pool, and I shot some videos by the pool. My team jokes all the time that I need to go back to the people I sold my house to and be like, can I borrow your pool so that I can shoot some videos? It does and it doesn't matter, right? It's more about recognition. So for me, having my Star Wars posters in the background, having my little desk, all of that adds together to be a consistency that people expect. Same community college dropout, real experience trumps degrees. We can't say the T word in here. It's not a great word. We can't say that word. Not acceptable. What's Facebook Forms ads? Good question. So when you run your Facebook ads, typically you used to send them to your website. Now Facebook allows you, instead of directing them off of Facebook and away to somewhere else, you can actually give them a form right there on Facebook, in Facebook, that they can fill out and send you their contact information. It's brilliant. It's a lot less stress. It puts a lot less friction in the process of getting leads. I'm starting a lead agency. How could I get my first couple customers? I'm going to tell you how I did it. I think this is the easiest way. I don't know that there's an easier way at the cost. Let's put that caveat on there. If you've got money to spend and you can just run ads, just run ads. That's going to be the easy.
But if you don't, Harry.
The way that I started my business is I was doing websites and SEO. I would find local businesses with crap websites. I would do a website analysis for them, print it off, put it in a nice envelope, get all dressed up. And then I would go to the business and be like, hey, I have a marketing report for the owner. Are they in? I wouldn't say that I'm with an agency, that they're not a customer, nothing like that. Just say, are they in? They go, oh yeah, here you go. Here's Jerry. And you go and you talk to Jerry. Hey, Jerry, I know you don't know me. My name's Jake. We're in a marketing agency locally. I've been to your business before. I've eaten your Jerry's tacos, whatever. Jerry's tacos. What a terrible name. I've eaten at Jerry's tacos. I did a free analysis for you. I just thought you could have a slightly better website that performs better for you, gets more customers in the door. If you want to go over it, great. I'm here. I'm available. I can go over it with you, or I can just leave it here for you. No worries, no pressure, but my card's in the envelope. And I would close about 1 in 5 of them, because a lot of these local businesses aren't focused on their marketing and they just need help. That worked really well for me. I would steal that if I was you. You ran ads to hire a sales team? Oh, cool, Jordan. Sounds like that worked well. I've seen formats on TikTok that pre-filled my phone number and I hated it, felt way intrusive. You can disable the pre-fill. It's a setting in the ads. Commercial B2B fleet wraps and van upfitting leads are rough right now. My recommendation, go find marketing agencies that serve the people that are already your customers. There's lots of agencies that specialize in plumbers and electricians and locksmiths and landscapers and all that kind of stuff. Go find them, be like, hey, everyone you bring to us, we're going to kick you back 10% or whatever. Making partnerships is a great way to grow, especially when those people already have your audience. We went from 20 people 3 years ago to 368 team members. Currently, delegation is a must to grow. Dude, Jordan, that's crazy. That's a huge agency. Like, that's a monstrous agency. Well, that's incredible. Jewelry with the follow. Thank you so much. You are a wizard. Truck repair. Local businesses tend to follow the same playbook. The playbook is website with all of your services listed out as best as you can on individual pages. Google Business Profile that also lists all of your services. Post on there 2 to 3 times a week. Then run some Google ads for bottom of funnel conversions and Facebook ads for top of funnel awareness. That seems to work really well for most local businesses. Scheduled a consult with Brian. Looking forward to it. Yeah, let him know that you came from me. And he'll message me and tap me in. HVAC marketing tips. Same thing I just said about that local business playbook. That's kind of the playbook. If you're looking for the next step on HVAC, I know that industry is really suffering right now. I would be focusing a lot of my effort on maintenance touches. Selling new is really, really, really hard right now in HVAC. So I would put a lot more of my effort into maintenance, staying with us, staying on the plan, being their choice when they do have an issue to call you. Truck repair is maximize conversions versus performance max. What works best? I would go max conversions. Performance max, I really am not a huge fan of. The only time I think Performance Max is great is when you have people who repeat purchase products. Think like supplement. How to cleanly separate two conversions, backend to GTM to GA4 to Google Ads to never mix costs and performance. You can have multiple conversion actions that have stipulations. So if sessions referrer is Google Ads, it's conversion 1. If it doesn't, it's conversion 2. That's how I would do that. Do you do evaluations on websites for small businesses? We can. Go over to finch.com, hop on the calendar. Let's take a look. Derek on bikes with the follow. Thank you so much. You probably should be careful using TikTok while biking. I'm just making a recommendation. Seems a bit unsafe, but you do you, Derek. You. Can Facebook forms integrate with Klaviyo to add them to your email list? Yeah, we use Zapier to send all of our Facebook forms directly into our CRM. So you can do whatever you want with the Facebook forms from there. Ivan, David, and Rabiha with the follow. Thank you so much. You're all wizards. How do you do website analysis? We're going to look at multiple layers in a website analysis. The first layer is SEO performance. Second is kind of a design, a UI UX analysis. And then the third is going to be competitive analysis to see where you sit in the field. We're going to combine all of that, tell you what's going on with your website. Can you private post on TikTok and generate ad gen code? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it has to be public post. That's beautiful. Thank you, High Street Wraps. Good luck. I think truck wraps, by the way, just as a thought, as a marketer, I think truck wraps are absolute money. I think they are money in the bank every day of the week. They are 1,000% worth this. If you have a business and you're in a truck multiple hours a day, driving around from job to job, truck wrap. I'm starting a lead agency. How could I get my first couple customers? I mentioned this earlier, Hustla. Was it your question that you asked? Let me double check. Oh, it was your question. Okay, so just duplicate. No worries. How do you determine that it's a real marketing agency, that they know what they're doing? Oh, there is the rub. Because there's two problems. There's two problems with evaluating agency. One is that you don't know what they're telling you is legit. They could just be lying to you. And in fact, a lot of agencies do lie to people. It's a shame because there's no good regulatory body that decides who can be a marketing agency. Okay? It's not like we're licensed physical therapists and there's a company that can take away my physical therapy license. No company that can take away my marketing agency license. Anyone can start one. So it's kind of crapshoot. Number two, let's say that they're not lying to you. I'm going to be very transparent. 10% of the clients that we sign contracts on don't work out. And the reason for that is because there's no guarantees. There's no sure thing. Okay. And it's true in every business, right? It doesn't matter. If you're at if you go to a restaurant, you go to a restaurant 100 times. Perfect story. I had a restaurant that I went to every single Tuesday for 6 years. Okay. 6 years I went to this restaurant every Tuesday and I ordered the same thing. Don't make fun of me. Their chicken tenders were actually legitimately good. They were actually good. And they made a homemade honey mustard sauce in-house that was just fire. And I ate there for 5 years. I was always fine. And then one day, I went in, I ate my food, I had horrendous food poisoning. And I never ate that food again. Is that a bad restaurant? No. Is that a risk of eating that many times at that restaurant? Yes. It's just a risk that we accept. So when it comes to trying to find an agency, ask good questions. Don't leave any mysteries on the table if you can avoid them. Have them show you some proof that they've done what they claim they can do in the past and go from there. Honestly, pick your agency on vibe. Trust your gut. Vibe is super important. Thank you. We are an agency, though. We're an online group health coaching company. Oh, that's right. That's right, Jordan. My bad. My bad. For some reason, I thought you were an agency when we were chatting. My bad. I'm starting a lead agency. How could I answer that one? Answer that question, buddy. When you're talking with clients, how do they want AI? Do they want AI powering everything now? No. Here's what they want to know about AI. How do you, as an agency, approach AI? That's honestly the question I get all the time. Answer is, it's an AI. It's a sandwich. Humans on the front, humans on the back, AI in the middle to speed up the pipe. That's it. We don't trust AI to go out the door by itself. We don't trust AI to come up with the ideas on the front end. We're going to do those things. We're going to use AI in the middle to make us faster, cleaner, stronger, better. Kids mountain bike camp. Okay, so one of the tricky bits about things like that is you have what we call a split audience. Okay, you want to market to the kids because they're the ones who are going to consume the experience, but you have to sell the parents. So you have to convince the parents that the experience the kids will have is going to be good. Noodle on that. Sit and resonate on that. Is what you're doing communicating to the parents that the experience the children will have is good? And that the kids would want it. I think a great example, this isn't a perfect example, but it's a good example of great split market marketing is ice cream shops. When everyone thinks of ice cream, they think of kids, they think of childhood. And so kids want ice cream. Okay? Parents know that the kids are going to want ice cream. So I can be confident in spending my money because my kid is going to like it. Same idea. Should I major in marketing? If you want to major in marketing, I would major in psychology and then minor in marketing. It's actually going to do more benefit for you than majoring in marketing. Is Squarespace better than Square online website? Well, Square is a payment processor and Squarespace is a website builder. So I don't think that they overlap. Have you messed with vibe coding yet? Yeah, I mean, I've done a bunch of vibe coding. I've built some pretty schlick. What's this? Sorry, TikTok sent me a pop-up. I built some pretty schlick stuff. I'm taking a break from it though. I'm trying to focus on getting the book done. I got to get the book done now. It's just taking me. What CRM do you use? We use Pipedrive. It's not perfect. It's fine. Like, I don't think any CRM is perfect. Pipedrive is fine. Any opinions on HubSpot? We used to be on HubSpot. HubSpot just costs too much. It's way too much. They nickel and dime you on every dang little thing. Cheapest way to create a good VSL: pull out your phone, film it. I don't know what else to say. Put it on your website. Make your own page on your website. Don't use any landing page tools. It's a waste of money. Can you repeat the website analysis one more time? Yeah. So it's going to be an SEO analysis. It's going to be a UI UX analysis, and then it's going to be a competitor analysis. We're going to aggregate those three into the full analysis performance. If you're more concerned about measurement and attribution than they are, it's a red flag. There you go, Tom. I think that's a really useful tip. That being said, I will caveat this. In today's marketplace, omni-channel is the way, right? So if omni-channel is the way, and we understand that with omni-channel there will be blended attribution, we have to accept that. Businesses that are fighting back on omni-channel approaches are the ones that are losing. Our clients who are committed to working with us on SEO, on Google, on Bing, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Reddit ads, on Pinterest ads, on programmatic DSP. When the more channels they add, the better their performance is with it, because we come at it from a multi-channel approach or an omni-channel approach. So no channel wins by itself anymore. Lol, that's exactly what I ordered: chicken strips with honey mustard. I shared that story where I got food poisoning. I have not had honey mustard to this day because of that, which is so sad because I really much liked it, but I cannot even take the smell of honey mustard. It's unfortunate. And that was 6-7 years ago. Are you using OpenClaw to scale productivity? I want to. I just don't have time to invest in developing my OpenClaw. And I'm not a coder. I'm not a programmer. I don't really know what I'm doing. Advice for someone starting a marketing company who's struggling with imposter syndrome: Don't. The sooner you let that go and you let yourself be who you know you are. It's tough. I have it. I'm sitting here on this TikTok live, and I've been doing this for a long over a decade. There's still moments where I have imposter syndrome. But the reality is that, one, it doesn't do anything to you unless you. And this is true about imposter syndrome, anything. If you play guitar, if you want to paint, it doesn't matter. It only affects you if you let it. And two, everybody has it. Everybody is living their life like there's some secret key they haven't solved or figured out that makes them the person. Even the people who are the person still have it. The people who win are the people who go, this thought does nothing. It holds me back. I'm going to just forget it. There it is. It's not fun. And there are days when I don't post videos because I'm feeling it strong. Because I'm like, I have nothing left to say. I've said everything. I feel like if I say another thing, it's just. But there's this great book and here's the whole book. Professionals play hurt. Okay? Even when you don't want to. Even when it feels like it's going to kill you. Even when you have no more energy left. The people who are the experts, the people who are the superstars, the goats of anything, they play hurt. Keep going. That's me. I own an ice cream shop. That's so cool. I feel like that'd just be so fun to own an ice cream shop. Not profitable and a pain in the butt to run, but fun. What about vending machine business? How do I effectively market so I can get customers? I don't know that you market vending machines. Vending machines is all about placement. You got to go and find the good placements. How do you turn referrals into business on a platform like Alignable? I don't know. I don't touch Alignable. It's a waste of my time, honestly. Here's why I don't like Alignable. Here's why I don't like LinkedIn that much. Everybody has a taker mentality there. I'm here because I want to sell you my thing. Are they really providing value? Are they really helping people? Are they really trying to bring a product that will improve someone's life to everyone else? No, not. They're going, there are people here that can buy my shit and I'm going to sell it to them. And so it's just icky to me. It's just icky. How would you tackle specific markets like senior living facilities? It's tough to run ads for. That's going to be a direct response campaign. So I'm going to
You're a wizard, Harry.
Direct mailers. I'm going to do email, newsletters, and build that list. I'm going to call people. We also call that account-based marketing, where you target specific out to them. What's up, Frost? Good to see you. Been a while. Heck yeah, marketing psychology is my drug of choice. Made to stick is a great choice to start.
You're a wizard,
Nice. I like
Harry.
that. Thoughts on cold emailing but attaching video? The risk with cold emailing is that if you send links, if you send attachments, cold emails, your bounce rates are going to be crazy and you're going to burn the domain to the ground. You have to get them to reply to want the video. So the cold email is something like, hey, we do this thing. I have a video that explains it all. Can I send it to you? Get them to reply. Once you get the reply, now you're in. Now you can send attachments. Now you can send links. Message me. I work with a company that specializes in senior health services. That's awesome. This is why I love this live. I'll connect. Y'all meet each other. Y'all get help. If you're looking for that one client, who knows? If you're looking to work with ice cream shops, Jules is here. Or Julie is here. Not Jules, although your nickname might be Jules. My sister's name is Julia. We call her Jules. Sorry about that. Omni-channel just means multiple platforms. Yes, but omni-channel as a strategy means understanding that multiple platforms work in concert together. It's not just one platform that wins. So for example, in an omni-channel play, maybe the flow looks like this. I run a DSP campaign on connected TV and out-of-home display. Okay, somebody sees a billboard at a bus stop, or they see a Hulu ad, or they hear a ad on Spotify. Then they do a Google search, and they come to the website organically through SEO. Then we capture that with a Facebook pixel. That Facebook pixel then brings them in, and we send the signal from DSP that they saw the original ad. Now Facebook knows that too, so we start them in the middle of the funnel rather than the top of the funnel. And then Facebook pushes them down a layer into the bottom of the funnel. And then maybe they go to Reddit and they do a search on Reddit for our brand name, and we have a Reddit ad that closes the deal. That's what true omni-channel strategy looks like, is understanding that people are not flowing top to bottom in one platform all the time. It does happen, but it's not because of one channel that you win. Why does Coca-Cola still buy billboards, still run ads, still sponsor American Idol? Because it's all an awareness engine that works together. You think they can measure that? No, of course not. They're winning. Did this man just say Bing? Yes, Bing. Bing ads, dollar for dollar, Bing ads are the most effective ads you can run on the planet. We get the highest return on Bing ads out of any platform, period. The problem is volume. There's not enough volume on Bing to scale it. 6, 7 years ago? Yeah. Best CRM practices? Oh gosh, I hate CRM. CRM practices. Have one? That's probably the best practice. Oh, man, why do I keep getting here at the end of your lives? No worries. We're hanging out. What DSP besides Choozle doesn't have minimum spend? Ah, great question, Tom. You know what's interesting about Choozle? Choozle is interesting because they are one of the very few DSP resellers, meaning that they hold their DSP license in the platform to allow you to interface with through their access, which is why they have no minimum. If you go directly to any of the other programmatic or display platform, they're going to have minimum. I have other information about Choose, very interesting, i.e., I would love to acquire them. It's a conversation. So I'm happy you brought up Choozle. Thanks, Tom. It's good to know there's people out there that know about it because I got to make sure it's worth the money. What things do you use AI for? Automation, scripts, etc. I use AI all the time for anything. I use AI for some of the stupidest stuff you've ever thought of. But I also use it like for me and what I do every day. I do a lot of script generation and idea generation based off of sales calls that I'm on. So I'll take a sales call and I'll drop the transcript in and I'll be like, hey, this person had these questions or whatever. What videos should I make so they don't have these questions when they come in the pipeline? Stuff like that. We really don't use it a lot in our delivery services. Our SEO team will use it to like create an outline, like a structured SEO outline with good semantic topicality and flow. But outside of that, like we're not using it for a ton of like deliverable. How to market in a city with no search traffic or intent, it's necessary and valuable service. You have to create demand. Create demand. That's going to be a social play. Or actually DSP would be a really good play for you because we can do max impressions just to get the word out. We create a messaging that builds demand. Start from there. There's today's video. Professionals play hurt. Yeah, true. LinkedIn ads are also crap expensive. They are. But when my average client lifetime value is in the neighborhood of multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars, would I not pay
You're a wizard,
$500 to $1,000 for a lead? That's a good lead. All about evaluating that lifetime value. Marketing with Ruth and Ashton. You are both wizards. Thank you so much. Orlando Pressure Washing. Thank you for the rose. Where's Mitch? Mitch and I love Mitch. We just had other things that we needed to focus on. We've kind of, stopped hanging out as much, which is fine. I still love him and I still send work his way. I think he's a brilliant dude. It's just when I did my merger with Finch, it was that's been all my focus still. Does he still go live? I don't know. Orlando gang. Nice. Get the Mickey ears out. Any tips for first year college students? Have fun. Explore. I have a great rule of thumb. I'll try anything twice. Try anything twice because it tells you so much about the world. Even if it's something you don't like. Even if you don't end up liking it. Try it twice. Try and see how people would like it. it's going to give you a lot of perspective. I don't know if anyone here is a music person. The younger generation, there's a band. I don't know if it's a band or if it's a guy, but there's a musical entity that my kids listen to all the time called AJR. Yeah, AJR. And he has a song that goes, 100 bad days is 100 good stories. And 100 good stories makes me interesting at parties. I think about that a lot because it being interesting is so powerful because there are so many people in this world that are uninterested. And if you can take the things that you do, the experiences you have, and hold them and use them in moments where you can create interest. For example, that story I told earlier about the chicken tendies and getting food poisoning. I haven't told that story in years, but I remember it. I hold on to it. I use it in the moments that make things interesting. So, Giselle, you are in a moment of your life where you are going to get to start creating stories for yourself. Say yes to the opportunity of stories, even if the story is a bad one. Try things, explore, have fun, build your story, build your catalog, your ammo belt stories. Gosh, what I wouldn't give to go back to that time and build a fresh story. Paid ads other than AdWords or Bing? I mean, top channels in paid advertising. Number one is DSP programmatic, by the way. But we'll put that off to the side. Facebook and Instagram, Meta ads is just the king. YouTube ads, fantastic. TikTok ads, fantastic. Reddit ads, really fantastic. Pinterest is good if you're not in a hurry. Twitter ads is phenomenal for awareness. You're not trying to get a high conversion value out of Twitter, but you just want to get your name out there. Twitter's a lot of good spend there. Gosh, so many. I'd start there. Nothing special, nothing unique, but there it is. That senior agency that I work with sometimes doesn't have a CRM. That's why I just help refer work. Oof. Interesting. What do you recommend with finding marketing agencies who need staffing for experimental? Honestly, I just go to Upwork and I find it somebody who claims to be a specialist in the weird thing I want to do. Like I found a guy who does organic Reddit posting for us. Chef's kiss. Fantastic. Do you think publishing blogs will help my supplements become more marketable? Not in today's day and age. Like you can post some. I wouldn't put all of your eggs in the blog basket. And what do you think of a QR code included in the hard copy marketing? Do it. I think QR codes are fun. I don't think they're groundbreaking in any major way, but they're fun. What's your AI of choice lately for script ideation? Claude is my favorite currently for scripts. I've been living almost exclusively in Gemini recently. I think Gemini is fantastic. I almost never use ChatGPT anymore. I'll occasionally use Claude, but Claude's so hit or miss, whereas Gemini is pretty reliable. Where are you located? I'm in the great state of Arizona, located in the Phoenix region. Baby Lou Kamala with the follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. Marketing service versus product. So services is about experience and the solve. Product is about the experience and the visual consumptive aspect. So like service solves problems or creates experiences. Product meets or beats vibe. I don't know if that helps, but that's kind of how I think about it.
What do you think about marketing a company that builds software? I did that once upon a time. Very hard. You need to have some other thing that floats your boat so that you can wait the amount of time it takes to get a good project. Especially now with AI.
You're a wizard,
I can
Harry.
code something so real quick. There you go. I don't know that I would take that on as a client. Whoa, a lot of marketing people like me in my feed. Let's go. What's up, Rain? AJR is a band. They're three brothers whose names start with A, J, and R. Oh, okay. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you bringing me clarity. I could have Googled it. You know what I found that's really funny? I like to not know things. I think back to when I was a younger teen. Google wasn't like super everywhere yet. I mean, it was growing. And go Google, but like your phones were dumb. You couldn't like just find out an answer. Oh, who was in this movie? I kind of miss that. I kind of miss the mystery of trying to remember and like asking people and having them try and remember. There's a magic about that that's gone. And so I've started to like just let things be unanswered. Like I didn't know if AJR was a band or a guy or what. And so now I know because somebody shared the information with me and it's a meaningful connection. I think it's fun, isn't it? I have an associate's degree, love digital.com marketing. Could a job with said degree be possible? Sure, absolutely. You can get a digital marketing degree, 100%. Is it going to be super valuable and help you get a job? I don't know. I'm an oil painter, mostly painting landscapes and commissions for people. Any ideas for content? What do you mean, any ideas for content? Show me your painting. Show me how you think about oil as a medium. Share your paintings that you've done. Tell us the process of like ideation. And do you sketch it first and then oil paint over? Or do you just freehand it? Like, why would you use this type of oil paint over that? There's so much there that you take for granted. You have so much knowledge, Rachel, that you think is dumb knowledge, but it's not. It's not dumb knowledge. Other people don't have it at all, right? And so if you share what you would consider the basics or even lower than the basics, people will flock to you.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Because they want to know the first step in. And that's actually a trap that's easy for people to fall into, is that sometimes when you're trying to build an audience, trying to share something or grow something, you are too close to the product and you talk about the things that are way at the end of the experience. You need to talk about the things that are at the beginning of the experience, right? If you teach guitar lessons or whatever, people, and you're using a capo, all right? Somebody who knows nothing about guitars is going to be like, what is that doing? Why do you have that? I see that on guitars. What is that? And as a person who knows how to play guitar, you're going, it's a capo, you idiot. They don't know that. And so sometimes going back to the basics is the best thing you can do, because that's what gets people in. And now you're the person who taught them the basics. There's trust. Word, I've only used Gemini for personal stuff and images. Can you create custom projects with it? You can. Gemini is exploding with its tool set. Crazy. Abel Fabian with the follow. Thank you so much. You are a wizard. Would you agree that marketing B2B products and services are way tougher than B2B?
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yes, if you think about it that way.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I don't think about B2B as any different than B2C, because inside of that business, there is a consumer. There is a person who has to make the decision to buy it for the business. So if you take a step back and you think about marketing to businesses, you're probably trying to sell the features too much because you're
You're
competing
a wizard, Harry.
the feature war. It never works. You have to look at the people who interact with the product, people who will benefit inside of the business from the product. Speak to them. Are this saves on average 10 hours of spreadsheet work a week. I want to save 10 hours of spreadsheet work a week. Boss, look at this product. Look at this thing. I need it. Stop thinking about B2B any different than B2C. It isn't. Is no such thing. Question, how deep and how much info should I pack into schemas? As much as you can reasonably do. Schema is so powerful and it's so wide open. The only thing I would be aware of is don't use schema that aren't relevant. Only use relevant schema. Thank you. Did you say Upwork to find people? If an independent contractor, should I be on there? I think Upwork's great. I use Upwork all the time. How can someone learn media buying from zero? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. There's people like me sharing their information, their thoughts, their tricks, their tips, their secrets all the time. Go consume that content. Then find someone who's willing to let you for free, usually. Use them as a guinea pig. Test your theories, test your practices. Did you mean that marketing or trying to grow a software company is hard? Marketing a software company is hard, especially now with AI and vibe coding. It's even harder because the only people that are going to want a software company are people with a lot of money and a big project. Don't trust AI. And that's a thin margin. I'm working on a master's in marketing with a digital focus. Very nice. Good up, Ryan. Well, I'm not a marketer. I show the process, but it's not taking off. Thank you. That's true. Very welcome, Rachel. I really hope that your channel takes you places you want to be. I'm manifesting that for you. Hope that it happens. Tofu with the follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. I feel paralyzed from the fear of posting content. I have a newborn and ADHD and not much time. I feel like I need to have. Arthur, my man. You're safe. Content doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be you. You are the audience. You are the reason the audience will. If you have a newborn, you have ADHD, if you can only post once every 3 days, and the video is not going to be edited, and it's going to be kind of crazy, it's okay. That's okay. Because guess what? I know for a fact there is at least 1 to 2 other people in this live right now that are living that exact same. They're just like you. And they would love to rally around a person who is just like that. They would love to have a community built around somebody who is just like them. Is it going to be a massive community? Maybe. Maybe not. But it's a community. Okay? But they can't do. Don't just post something. Here's the other piece of it. There's a beautiful thing about social media algorithm. Videos that aren't good, no one sees them. So it's okay. Forget about it. Don't worry about it. Start posting. Hardest part getting into social in the first place is consistency. That's it. If you can figure that out, everything else will come. Everything else in social will come if you can get consistent. After consistency, you create data. Data can create concepts and ideas and rules about how you. That's going to help you. You can't do that without the data. You can't get the data without. Okay, this is a good example. I'm going out today to look for painting inspiration, and that's an awesome video, Rachel. I'm excited. Arthur, I procrastinate. Even when I record it, it seems bad compared to what I see online. So what? You haven't been doing this, Arthur. Why are you holding yourself to a standard that is not expected of you? Okay? Does Gary Vee's videos need to be polished because he has a 13-man team that all they do is make his social content? Yeah, his shit needs to be polished. Okay? Does Alex Hormozy's shit need to be polished? Yes, it does. Does Arthur, the one-man show with a newborn and ADHD who has no followers right now and is just getting started, does his shit need to be polished? No. Just go do it. Rachel Paines, thanks for the follow. Arthur, thank you for the follow. Podshot app, thank you for the follow. You're all. Man, being primarily in B2C, I'd rather be in B2B, lol. Our side company that is B2B is so much more fun. Well, they probably get to do trade shows and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. I feel like advertising a B2C business is more easy than B2B. It feels that way because you're making it different. People still buy. I am a B2B business. I could give a flying fart about the business that you run. I want to be friends with Ruth. I want to be friends with Rachel and Arthur and Tiana and Tofu. Because if we're buds, we vibe, we check out, and you're like, I just need to scale up. Hey, can you help me? Yeah, totally, let's go. Let's go. I didn't sell to a business. I'm not doing that. I'm not talking to Baskin Robbins' official account on here. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to people. People are businesses. But businesses are not people. Jake coming by to say, started going live and you inspired me. Amazing, Tiana. Keep up the good work. How can I start up a marketing agency? Well, find some customers. Find some people that like you. Are willing to work with you. Start it up. Start doing it. You're going to find out the bumps along the way. Focus on getting more customers. Sales and marketing yourself is your primary drive when you start a business. Last night I had 125 viewers. That's amazing, Tiana. Congratulations. That's a huge live. That's a huge live. Just to put it in perspective, famous people go live on TikTok all the time. See it? 200 people watching, 250 maybe. Not that many. Not much more than what you did last night. Keep it up. I learned maintaining good RS with existing customer, good relations with the customer is easier than making new relations with new customer. So true. Retention, customer experience is the number
You're a
one
wizard,
most important.
Harry.
Full stop. Thanks. Not on TikTok. It was YouTube though. That's even more impressive. TikTok, I can't get my YouTube to all. It doesn't make any sense. But we're just getting going on YouTube. I'm excited to see where YouTube goes this next year. Easy Go Rentals with the follow. Thank you so much. You are a wizard. How do click prices compare between Google Shopping and regular Google paid search ads?
You're a wizard, Harry.
Google paid search ads are going to be more consistent in the cost you pay per click. There's going to be more variance in Google Shopping. Probably. Jacob Davis with the follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. I'll sub over there. What's your channel? Go to my bio. Link to the YouTube is in. Have you over there. I want to start doing an afternoon YouTube show. So like do TikTok in the mornings, YouTube in the afternoon. That'd be a lot of fun to do. So since you said B2C and B2B is the same, does that mean we can use the same channels to market B2B and B2C? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if your product helps a guy in the finance department, guess what? That finance department guy, he gets off of work or he's eating his lunch. Guess what he's doing? He's swiping. He's watching videos. Oh, what's this? Oh, this thing helps me in my finance department? That's really cool. Let me Google it. I know I have a keyboard, but it actually works. So like I didn't want to tap on it. Anyways, he searches it up. This is really cool. I like this. Hey boss. I have a question, not sure if it's marketing or not. Drop it in, D's. Slay. I'm a shy person. How do I market myself? It sounds like you have an excuse that you want to hold on to of being a shy person. Why are you shy? What are you shy about? Is there a version of Somi that isn't shy? What does that person do? What does that person look like? Huh? What if you pretended to be that person just for a month? Just 1 month you pretend not to be the shy version of Somi, but you decide to be the life of the party version. What happens? What happens if you pretend to be that person for 2 months? What happens when you realize that that's the person you always were? And that the shy version was the... Think about that for a little bit. Kind of interesting. I do guest posts and long form content. Do businesses still need this? Yeah, absolutely. Detailed or topically relevant posts on topically relevant domains is a great growth method, both for traditional SEO and AI focused SEO. What are your ideas on how to market yourself? Get on social. It's free. It costs you nothing. Pull up your phone, shoot a video, post it. Do that twice a day. See what happens. Don't worry about the content. Don't worry about saying anything, that isn't true. Just be yourself. Imagine you're having a conversation with your best friend at the bar or over the kitchen table or whatever. It doesn't have to be fancy. Some of the most popular videos, the most popular creators on TikTok are people who film in their car. Where's the fanciness in that? No, it was nothing special. There you go. Thank you so much for your advices. We'll definitely tune in for your live again. It's 1:30 a.m. in the morning in Singapore. Go to bed, Tofu. Not everybody can stay up till 2 a.m. every night. Like, I'm a night owl. I hate the morning. I do the TikTok lives in the mornings because I like TikTok lives, even though. So it works out. Balance each other out. What's the best way to market professional services like legal? Google search is probably your best bet. A DSP modifier on that is probably good too. I also really like promoted video. So like do organic video and then promote the good ones. Founder of an IP law firm. That's very cool. IP is such... Do you believe SDRs work? We have an SDR. Love our SDR. They work very well. Is it okay to post slideshows or making videos of yourself because I do slideshows? I think that's great. Post what makes sense to you. Post what works for you. Post the content you want to see. Piece of my history, I made a board game. Did very well. I sold like 300,000 copies worldwide. A lot of fun. How did I come up with the game? Made the game I wanted to play. I made it so that it was fun for me. I shared it with my friends and they went, crap, this is a good game. And I shared it with a publisher and they went, crap, this is a good game. I shared it with the world And you're familiar with IMDb, like an IMDb database, but for board games, a Board Game Geek. My game's still in the top 3,000 games ever made because it's fun. I wanted to play it. But they create AI SDRs versus people. Thoughts? I wouldn't do AI SDRs. There's some things AI can help with in the sales process, like texting. I wouldn't futz with actual. What do you mean by a DSP modifier? Can you explain if the everyday service biz or product needs this? Okay, so DSP, demand side platform, also called programmatic advertising, is
You're
a
a
little bit
wizard,
different
Harry.
than running ads on Facebook. So when you run ads on Facebook, you are using what's called a walled garden, meaning that I go to the Facebook ads manager, I set up my targeting, I set up my ad. It only runs when people are on Facebook. Okay. That is called a supply side demand. So an SSP, supply side provider. With DSP, a demand side provider. The DSP company makes deals with places to put ads. So think Hulu TV, think like digital billboards, think Spotify, think, marketplaces on the internet. Okay. They then build a database of people. And we say, hey, we want people that prefer yellow clothes, that make $100,000, that drive Toyota Camrys, and they only eat at Taco Bell. Okay. And they go, great. We're going to find those people. And whenever they go on Hulu, they go on Spotify, they go near a digital billboard, we're going to show your ad. And it chases the right people versus the right platform. Now, there is a caveat with DSP, right? Sounds real good. Sounds really cool. I can just hunt people. DSP has a small issue where it's really not the best at creating the bottom of funnel conversion event. And so we don't typically run DSP on its own. We like to run it in a stack with other ads. Okay. So we might run a 3-part omni-channel strategy where we're running Google search ads for bottom of funnel conversions. We're running Facebook ads for our middle of funnel, evaluation consideration step. And then we'll run DSP at the top of the funnel to get people to come into the ecosystem so that the Facebook and the Google can do their work. That's the best strategy. Can you just run DSP on its own? Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. But it works best in that omni-channel strategy. What do you think is a better career for a marketing? FinTech or FMCG? Product side, I'm in the crossroads. Marketing FinTech, specifically in automations, where I'd live. Isaac Julian 2, Electric Boogaloo, with the follow. Thank you so much, you're a wizard. Trade Desk is a solid DSP. So we use several different DSPs at Finch because different DSPs are good for different things. Trade Desk is our primary one. That's like our main platform because it's so universal. Okay, it's a very good platform. It's got a lot of placements. It's got amazing targeting. It's very good. We have other ones like Criteo and StackAdapt. I'm trying to remember the one we use for hospitality. It's like Thor or something Greek god something. I can't remember. Thoros or something like that. Anyways, but But yeah, Trade Desk is a very solid DSP. The problem you're going to have running Trade Desk on your own is the minimum, like there's a licensing
wizard,
fee to
Harry.
get in the door, not even to place the ads, just to log into the platform. And that is usually too steep of a price for most small, medium businesses, which is why they work with an agency like us, because we pay that as an agency and then we can place the ads for you. So that's where I am. What are your thoughts on Go High Level? I think Go High Level is a great product for its price. I think there's better products out there, but they come with a bigger price tag. Liking the live, can you explain the acronyms as they come up? Oh, yeah. I normally do that. Sorry about that, Jacob. I've been live for coming up on 2 hours now, so my brain is reaching the fully jelly mode of being live. Baby, and with the follow, thank you so much. You are a wizard. Shopify or WordPress for a website? We use Shopify now and ranking well. Stay on Shopify. Do not do e-commerce on WooCommerce.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Through WordPress. It is terrible. WooCommerce is terrible. If I was on the WooCommerce team, if I was in charge of WooCommerce, I would fire everyone and start over. It is a terrible, terrible product. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I did. Oh, what a shame. I guess they'll never call me again. No, seriously, WooCommerce, they saw my channel growing once upon a time. They're like, hey, would you do an ad for WooCommerce? And I just sent them back a video where I absolutely ripped WooCommerce a new butthole, and they never talked to me again. Sorry, is AI taking over SEO? No, I don't think so. SEO is taking over AI. Really, what's going on? Isaiah with the follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. I don't agree. You will have to explain better. Oh no, what do you disagree with? Remind me what we were talking about. I've been using it for 9 years. Are you talking about WooCommerce? Yeah, I can explain it better. It's called Stockholm Syndrome. It's the idea that when your captors hold you long enough, you begin to sympathize with your captors. I'm poking a little fun here, Nate. Look, if you want to use WooCommerce, that's fine. Use what you like. That's honestly the right answer. I don't think that Shopify and WooCommerce are even remotely comparable in quality of product. That being said, I have some issues with Shopify too. Don't get me wrong. Shopify has some really goofy crap that it does. But as a platform end to end with zero issues, a fast moving platform that can look nice, WooCommerce is just it's a big hairy beast that's not streamlined. Woo is so bad I prefer Shopify if that's the case. People are using AI to make their SEO process more efficient. I think that's generally true. That's true. I've never used anything other than that platform. Oh no. Oh, I'm just messing with you, Nee. It's okay. I have clients who use WooCommerce, and I poke fun at them too. So there it is. I've actually did finally get a client to move off of WooCommerce to Shopify like a month ago. And they're like, why didn't we do this sooner? This is so much better. I'm like, see, welcome. Oh my goodness. So what that's been said, be specific. WooCommerce is just really clunky. It's hard to optimize products and product groupings. It looks like out of the box, WooCommerce looks pretty ugly in general. WordPress is generally much slower than Shopify as a website. If you want to do a modification on WooCommerce, it's usually a site-wide modification. So like sometimes it's like, well, I want it on these products, but not these products. So then you got to build in exceptions using like tagging somehow, the whole thing. You're making something that wasn't designed for, you're making WordPress, which wasn't designed for e-commerce to work as an e-commerce platform versus a platform that was built for e-commerce. Sorry, I missed the answer. SDR, AI versus person. I wouldn't replace people. AI can do some things like texting. It can handle some texting, but I wouldn't replace an SDR. I use WordPress for all my local SEO clients, but never for ecom. Yeah, that's a great use for WordPress. Great use. Is content still king? Content is not just king, it's super king. It's the space king. It's the king of the cosmos. There isn't anything better or more important than. Do you do backend too or more on front end to Shopify or other platforms? We do some mild backend. I don't have a web dev team in-house. My team can do some web dev, but they're not innately like a web dev team. So e-commerce, Shopify. Oh yeah, absolutely. Local business, no e-commerce, WordPress. Shopify with more than 10 products. Sorry, e-commerce with more than 10 products, Shopify. E-commerce with less than 10 products, I actually don't hate Squarespace. If you have a very limited number of products, Squarespace is actually kind of nice for like a very small e-commerce. An SDR is it's a salesperson. They typically, what they do is they handle the first touch point in a sale. So they're going to warm somebody up, evaluate them, make sure that they're a good customer fit, and then they're going to pass that person, that lead, over to your closer, your person who's like your senior sales, that's going to actually speak, create the contract, make the deal. Video content is king. Right now, no one is reading 2,500 word blogs. No, in fact, one of my favorite SEO people just did an analysis on content length, and there is no discernible alignment or qualitative score between length of content and ranking. Content length doesn't matter. Minimum content length does, though. You can't have too little content. You can have too little content. I think everybody knows that, though. Van Wyn with the follow. Thank you so much. Or Jenny. Follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. The best way to dominate marketing.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Your plan for 2 to 3 months and observe your competitors. Yeah. Don't change your marketing too quickly. I think that's an important thing. Set a rule, set a time limit. We're going to do this for 3 months. We're going to do this for 6 months and see where we're at. Why not combine WordPress with Shopify, link them together? Oh, that sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like an absolute nightmare to manage. Bro, what's up? What's good, Thomas? What's good? Glad you're here. Presto with the follow. You are, of course, a wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
More follows. Bamis Peter follow. What's up? What's up? What's up, Peter? Bamis? I don't know if I'm saying that right. What's how's your week going, man? It's been a unique start to the great 26. Lol. Someone posted a video the other day I thought was really funny. It's like January felt like the 2026 trial period. And now you get to like you have to buy the full subscription. There's something about that that's so true. Oh my gosh. No, it's been a good week. I am on track. I have a personal goal right now. I want to produce 18 pieces of video content a week, and I am on track. I did it last week, on track this week. So, yeah, it's been a good week. Can you share campaigns you would note as being proud of? Sure, absolutely. One of my biggest success stories, and I don't mean biggest success stories in total amount of, but distance traveled. I worked with a premium land. This guy built like amazing
You're a
decks,
wizard, Harry.
pools, and patios, and pergolas, and outdoor kitchens. He made back people. He made people's backyards like places you wanted to just all the time. And he was very, very. We're talking top. And he was doing with his company. He was doing about 2 million a year, but he couldn't seem to crack growing. And so we met. And honestly, the way we met was super goofy. And I didn't think much of it. But we ended up meeting, we worked together. And I did not do a complicated marketing program for him. Very simple. We did SEO, we rebuilt his website. We did SEO on the new website. We ran about $1,500 in Google ads every month. And we ran about another $1,000 in Facebook. That's it. Nothing complex. And we did that for 3 years. And at the end of the third year, broke 10 million. And that was the only thing that he did for marketing. That was a triumph. Only reason I don't work with him now is because I moved across the country and he only wanted to work with someone. And it was a mutual parting of the ways. And I love him, Andy. If you ever see this video for whatever reason, I love you, man. Miss you. Wish you the best of luck. That's one of my favorite stories. Changed his life. Those two people were teasers. It's true. Why would it be a nightmare? I'm thinking of using Shopify only for closing leads, cart buy link. Managing multiple website setups under the same domain is just a pain. Typically, I guess you could bury it under a shop link. Then you got to make them look the same, and that's a whole headache. And then you're doubling up your work if you ever change branding or your display. It's not worth it. FS Society with the follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. 18, man, that's good and should help you spread out even more because you have a solid base. Yeah. I think that's pretty good. Have a plan to help young people succeed better if they decide not to go to college. We do need to invest more in the younger. Relying too much. We're not relying on experience.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Bro. Scary thing. What do you think about automated cold outreach email? We do it. It used to be a lot better than it is. Return on investment is still good, just not as good as it used. Currently running a Facebook campaign. Awesome. I think Facebook advertising is great. Wait, so $1,000 monthly on Meta? Yeah, that's all we did. We did $1,500 on Google and $1,000 on Meta. $2,500 total a month. We grew them from 2 million to 6 million, or 2 million to 10 million. Grant with the follow. Thank you so much. You're a wizard. If I wanted to sell supplements, what would that be? Or would that be a bad business to start a lot of SEO? I think the supplement world is a little saturated, personally. Is a little saturated at this. I probably personally would, unless I had some kind of differentiator, right? Like I was a jacked buff dude or something. I could just show me crushing. I don't know. Yeah, but can I mastermind with you about young people in college? We can do that sometimes, James. I'm going to be rebooting my podcast sometime in Q2. So hit me up in the DMs and together. Is there a way to learn to do detailed tracking myself, or should I spend that on agency? Honestly, you know what I'd do? I'd probably go to Upwork, find a guy who sets up all of your tracking in Google Tag Manager. Just hire him for like $500. Set it up one time. Not worth you learning. Yeah, good point. WordPress and Shopify, 2 domains to be paid, lol. Their elements also cannot match 100%. Just work. Oversaturated. Yeah, it is. We have 5 unique products on our website, and we earn $15 net on each one. Can we make Facebook ads work? Oof. So you are under the bar. There is a really, really tough thing when you're, well, hold on, take a second. What's your average order value? Facebook ads work best when your average order value is at least $70. I'm not saying they don't work on cheaper products or cheaper average order values. They absolutely can. There's just something magical about if you have an average order value of $70 or more, the Facebook ads tend to work better. Will do, my friend. Cool, James. Looking forward to it. Running ads for contractors is a good business, like a marketing agency, but only for contractors. Absolutely. Go niche. Makes your messaging a lot easier and a lot more attractive. So we're running ads on Facebook using the Facebook leads form. We get about 10 to 15 a week, but none are qualified. Okay, so there is a thing you can do in Facebook forms that will allow you to ask a question and you can disqualify people based on the answer. If you do that, Facebook will not consider them a qualified lead unless they fill out the qualified version of the form. When you're running for conversions, it will then optimize for the people who actually fill out the qualified version of the form. Because right now you're probably just optimizing for form fills, not qualified form fills. So basically, for supplements, SEO wouldn't help too much saturation. Yeah. Got a blast. Have a good day. Take care, Tiana. Congrats on your live, by the way. Keep it up. Do you also do traditional out-of-home and physical media buying? We can. We don't do it a ton, but we can. $40 average order value. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You can still find success. It's just not going to be as great. Here's the other twist, Harry. Okay. What's your lifetime value of a client? Because what if they buy $40, but they buy $40 on average 15 times? Now your lifetime value of a client is 40 times 15, right? So even if you lose money on the first sale, it's still worth it in the long run to get them to buy the product. Is a service company with HVAC? Yeah, I can see that. I don't know if I'd run Facebook forms for an. I'd have to think about that one. We have HVAC companies and we're not running any Facebook forms now. I'd want to run it by my Facebook specialist. See what he thinks. How do I find the right keywords? There's a great site called Answer the Public. It can help you shortcut a lot of that real quick. But the honest to God truth is, think about how people will search for it. Think about what you need to be found for. Think about what problems those people have. They're going to search for their problem before they're going to search for their answer. How long does it take to get better results in a Performance Max campaign after big changes? 2 weeks. maybe 3, maybe 3. Looking for low cost, high value keywords. Yeah, Answer the Public is going to be your best bet. Go check it out. Answerthepublic.com. Have you ever dealt with iGaming? It's one of the most fascinating fields, even though not ethical. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, actually. We ran ads for
You're a
an
wizard, Harry.
online iGaming.
You're a wizard,
For those of
Harry.
you who don't know what iGaming is, I can't say the word that it actually is, but it rhymes with ramble. Okay? Online rambling.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Scooby-Doo would say, oh, online rambling. Yeah. Anyways, we ran some ads for them for a while. It's a very hard business because these guys are constantly like changing their domain names and stuff like that. So it's weird. What do clients usually not understand when selling inventory and hire you for SEO? The technical aspects of SEO is usually the biggest one. How to actually talk about their product is another one that's just kind of weird. How to set up the verbiage on your site to drive people to conversion. CTR is a big deal. Those are probably the big ones. My clients are consultants and lawyers. I offered web design. How do I market it better? Tough one. Better portfolio. Just go design websites for funsies. I want to build WordPress and
You're a
Shopify
wizard,
demo
Harry.
and link it in my CV, but it's the first time. You think it's worth it? Maybe. Do it. I think your target market's pretty small, but maybe. Thanks. You're very welcome, Cogni. How do you feel about PMAX for service businesses? I don't like PMAX for service business. I think traditional search is going to be way better. That being said, test it. Samia with the follow, Cogni with the follow, Nuruddin with the follow. Thank you so much. You're all wizards. Come on, love you with the follow.
You're a
Very
wizard,
much.
Harry.
Hey, I need a sip of water. Hey, Jake, what merch do you find people actually want at marketing events? It's a great question. I love marketing events. I love handing. The best kinds of swag are the ones where the branding is minimal and it's something I'm going to use a lot. One of the best things I ever got as swag was I got like a very nice, not a cheap, but a very nice, like, what are those cups called? Those fancy cups. Stanleys. It's not a Stanley, but it's kind of like a Stanley. And it's beige. It's very simple. The branding on it is so minimal. I use that thing all the time. And I think about the brand on it all the time. So I would try and find things that people will use on a regular basis that you can slap your brand on. Also, a great thing is when you can give them something that is semi-disposable so they can use it when they wouldn't want something else to get damaged, right? So, like, hoodies are a great example because it's like, oh, well, this is my free hoodie that I got. If it gets ruined because I'm going on this hike, that's okay. You know? Something like that. Rodell with the follow, thank you so much. You are a wizard. Isn't SEO kind of useless, like you said, for your service? Only TikTok helped you? No. No, it's not. I mean, I still get SEO leads all the time from my agent. And When they come through SEO, my Facebook and my DSP pixel pick them up and I can target them with ads. There you go. All right, I caught up in the questions here. I'm going to wrap up the live. We've been live for 2 hours, which has been phenomenal, by the way. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you so much. If you did enjoy this live, you go over to the profile, follow, subscribe, whatever. There's a little bell that will let you know when I'm live. Love to have you in a future live. If you want to work with my agency, Finch.com, get on the calendar. We're pretty good at what we do. How to say? Good. Yeah, that's about it. Would love some more followers on the YouTube. Self-promotion. There you go. I did it. Happy TikTok doing self-promotion. I know you're transcribing this. You're always telling me you got to do self-promotion. You got to do self-promotion. There you go. So thank you again so much for your time. Not here without you. Hope you found it valuable. And when it comes to marketing, best of luck, friends. Bye.